It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another live stream. Hit that like button as y'all enter. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I hope everybody's feeling well. Hope everybody is elevating and radiating. I'm just going to give YouTube a few moments to send a notification out, if they will. Am I live? This thing is tripping. Hello. What's good, everybody? Glad to see y'all. Glad to see y'all. I am live. Okay, cool, cool. I see everybody rolling in. Guess it take a couple minutes, but I wanted to give y'all that spiritual voltage that y'all signed up for. I really wanted to chop it up with you all about growth, development, spiritually elevating, reaching new heights, new dynamics. And I'm just going to put this out here right off the break. I typically don't acknowledge birthdays like that. You know, there's times where I actually forget that it is my birthday. And this year is a little bit different. Now, for religious reasons, hate that word religious reasons, for cultural reasons rather, I choose not to really celebrate, birthdays like that. It's not really a thing to me because, I'm very well studied and very well versed on the scriptures. And I'm gonna give y'all a little fun fact, not to just ruin the moment, because I thank y'all for everybody saying happy birthday and things of that nature. But just here's a little fun fact about birthdays. Apparently, in the Satanic Bible, the birthday is the holiday that's held to the highest regard, which is crazy because it gets into the worship of self and all these other things. So I don't really typically put too much stock into it. It's just another day. However, for me personally, it marks another year in my personal timeline. So I'm really just acknowledging another day, another year rather. See, it charts another year in my personal timeline. So I when it comes to the whole birthday thing, I don't get too much into that. However, this one stands out because there's been a lot of things happening all at once. Yeah, I see people coming with different terms like Happy Growth Day. For me, it's just another year, and I don't see the problem with acknowledging the fact that you survived, that you still have your health, that you are here in another year in your personal timeline, right? Somebody said, "How old are you?" I just turned 40, but this birthday is different. This born day, this renewal day, this new personal year for myself, it's different. It's different from all the others because I can clearly see that the Almighty is preparing me to have more. And I believe he's preparing a lot of the Most High's people to have more. This is going to be another year where I become more disciplined, less talking, more action, dedicated to whatever goal that I've designated my time towards, and it's definitely going to be a year of refinement, a year of refinement, and just finding more clarity in my decision making, and I think all people can relate to what I'm about to say. We have to be able to understand how to move with logic in everything we do, not our emotions, but logic. And in this year coming up, I'm learning to be a person who is observant opposed to a person who's reactionary. And I think these are lessons that a lot of us brothers got to really, really adopt and really utilize it in our lives. We got to apply it, practical application when it comes to moving a certain way out here. And it's a year where I feel as if I survived a lot within the last couple years. Survived a lot within the last couple years. I've seen family members get healed. I've lost some family members this year. It's just been a lot. Let me see. I see some scriptures in. If y'all feel the spirit moving, feel free to put some scriptures in the chat. Luke 12:48. But he that knew not did commit things worthy of stripes, shall he be beaten with few. For unto whomever much is given, for him much is required. Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. Sometimes you got to go through trial. You got to go through error. You got to go through tribulation. And after the trial and tribulations, much will be given. Much will be given, and much also will be required. And you have to be prepared for the Most High to give you more. Like, you got to be able to look at your mistakes. You got to be able to look at how you operated, and you got to change. You got to change. Yep. And you got to be grateful for the things you have. It's very much important. It's very important that you truly embrace what the Most High has given you if you want him to add more to your life. Also, you can't live your life in fear. That's something that I learned within the last couple years. Fear is it's an asinine emotion. Fake evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. Fake evidence appearing real. So you can't be afraid to take opportunities out here in life. You can't be afraid to take chances. You can't be afraid to live your life. And you can't live in fear. You can't be afraid of losing, because if you're a person who is afraid of losing, you'll never even play the game. If you're a person who's afraid of losing in life, you'll never play the game. And that's problematic, having a small mind, being pigeonholed by the world in general. See, when you start hitting these ages, between 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever the case is, Once you start hitting those ages, you know that you don't have that much longer to really mark your territory in life, to really do what it is you need to do. Everything becomes very much real, and the maturity levels really kick in. And I like to talk to all of the younger brothers and sisters out there. Um, when I say this, and I'm not no old head or nothing like that. I consider myself pretty youthful. But what I will say is, for a lot of you brothers and sisters out there, man, while you're young, you got to get to it. You can't be lollygagging. You can't be procrastinating on life. You got to get to it, man. I be thinking all the time about those who really pushed the civil rights movement, those who was really pushing the envelope. And, I think about how young they were. I think about how young they were, and they was on it. I mean, they was really making it shake. I think about some of our martyrs and revolutionaries and how they were so young. Some of them were teenagers, early 20s, and they were already just on the move with it. And and that's not just for revolutionaries. Whatever it is you're doing in life, get on it. Get on your purpose. If it's something you good at, it's something your passion, let that be your work. You know, let that be your work. And if you got to do what you got to do to get to your passion, you know, just keep in the back of your mind that you have goals that you have set for yourself. Start that business. Start that LLC. Do the things you need to do now, man. You got to do it now. Proverbs 19:15. The soul of the lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. That's right. You're not going to get nowhere without hard work and dedication. You're just not. You got to really be on your purpose. Romans 1:17. For therein is the righteous of God revealed, from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. That's right. That's right. And when you live in by faith, you don't have no fear. You don't have no fear. And listen, and I know we're living in times of uncertainty. There may be things going on in you brothers and sisters' lives, and you don't really know what the outcome is going to be. You don't know what's going to happen. You may be in a dire situation where, you know, things are just in limbo. And if you're in a situation like that, you got to understand that your faith is what's going to push you through. Rely on the Most High and understand that, listen, the Most High gives and he takes away. Whatever he see fits for you, that's what you will have. Some things in life are not for you at that moment. That's what you got to keep in mind. This is not a race to the finish line. Sometimes we be pushing in life and trying to get to certain places and get certain doors open, not understanding that that might not even be for you, and the Most High is protecting you. Yeah, he's protecting you. Because he wants something greater for you in due time. And never get out here comparing yourselves to others, man. Don't do it. Don't compare yourself to others. That will rob you of your joy. Comparison to others it will rob you of your joy. Don't do it. These are just some of the things that you got to really digest. Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, work heartily, as for the Lord, and not for men. Exactly. Whatever you do it unto the Lord. You do it unto the Lord. Somebody says, some things in life may put more money in your pocket, but pull you away from him. That's true too. All money is not good money. That's a fact. You have to know how to distinguish the difference between the two. Galatians 6 and 9. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. That's right. That's where that faith kicks in. And see, for a lot of you brothers and sisters, it will be some delayed gratification. And I've experienced that myself on many occasions, just delayed gratification. Putting in hard work here, putting in hard work there, feeling like um, feeling like that I've been placed in certain limitations. And then, but guess what? The Most High will bless me in other areas. No matter what, you get blessed for your hard work and your dedication. You will get blessed for it. Understand that. I distinctly remember every job I worked at, they was pretty much cheating me, ripping me off, and somehow, some way, the Most High always seemed fit to make sure I end up getting back everything they owed me. It just always came from some other source. It always came from some other source. And what that taught me is you got to go where you appreciate it. You got to go where you appreciate it. Don't stay stagnant in places where people don't see your value. Don't do that. Because once you do that, there's no growth. There's no growth. And I don't want that for you, brothers and sisters. Somebody says, I missed the combo. How do we get financial literacy info? Well, you know, there's all kind of courses you can take on that. The advice that I would give is simply make sure that you're saving more than you're spending. And you know, I know that sounds very much simple, but for a lot, it's not easy to grasp that concept. It's not always about how much you're making. It's about how much you're able to save. You can have a fast food job and be able to save a certain amount monthly, and you could be doing better than somebody who's making 6 figures or more, and they just have a whole lot of debt and all these kind of things. So it's about really being able to put yourself in a situation where you're not living above your means. That's what it boils down to. But I tell you, man, in all sincerity, it's been a lot of growth this year. Somebody says, how's your mom's? My mom's is getting better. For those who don't know, my mother, you know, she passed away twice, and they brought her back. You know, she flatlined twice, came back, and now she's eating food. She's in physical therapy. She is getting better. She's getting better. And of course, it'll be a long road to recovery, but we're pretty hopeful that she will have a full recovery in due time. Because, you know, she did lose the use of her legs and her right arm. But nonetheless, she is getting physical therapy at a very good clinic, and she's getting the best medical attention, the best medical attention that she can get. So, and it was only days ago. It was only days ago where you know, she was pretty much on life support. So the Most High is bringing healing. The Most High is bringing healing. And of course, I've done videos thanking you, brothers and sisters. I've done community posts thanking you, brothers and sisters, for your fervent prayers, for your encouraging words. They meant a whole lot to me. They meant a whole lot to my family. And the Most High truly moved in our favor. So I just give praises to the Most High. That's the second time this year I've seen a family member come off of life support and started a road to recovery. This is the second time in 1 year. And so, although I lost 2 family members this year as well, 2 of them survived and they're on the road to recovery. So all I could do is just give praises to the Most High. And it also made me realize how short life is. You know, it made me realize that, you know, we gotta grow in maturity. We can't allow petty quarrels and dissension and foolish pride or ego or any of that to get in the way of our quality of life. We just can't do it. We can't do it. You know, life is too short to be at odds with people all the time. Life is too short to be caught up in drama. It's just too short, man. We don't do that over here because we understand that time is limited. Somebody says, if somebody posted Matthew 19, but Jesus held them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Absolutely. All things are possible. And it was a wonder how he was able to work that miracle. 2 miracles this year. And I know why, you know, like I said, there's going to be, everything he does is a testament to him. It glorifies his name. And it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, tomorrow is not promised. Anything can happen. That's why it's important that you live your life without fear, without uncertainty. Only thing you can do day to day is the best you can do. That's it. You can do the best you can do every day. Make sure you're a better person than you was yesterday. If there's some things that you've done wrong, try your best to right those wrongs. And yeah, this is my born day, so if y'all want to support the Cash App, y'all can support a brother. Maybe y'all can hook a brother up with a steak dinner or something. Cash App is in the description box, Nubreed Global Truth. And if you're not in a position to support, then you know, at least get the likes up on the video. Not asking too much. But I don't want to wrap y'all up too long. I'm going to be spending some time, you know, reflecting and doing what I need to do with the fam. James 4:7, submit yourselves then to God, resist the devil and he will flee. Absolutely, absolutely. And I just want to thank y'all for being here, for showing up. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. Y'all might see me tap in with y'all a little bit later. Again, hopefully this message permeates throughout y'all spirits and it really helps you on your journey. Look, one love to y'all. Shalom. Peace.